and gentlemen, here we go, our first bout of the night. This amateur bout is scheduled for three-minute rounds in the Front Street Fights lightweight division. First, I give to you, fighting out of the red corner, standing 6 feet tall, weighing in at 154 1/2 pounds, with a record of 2 wins against just 1 defeat. Representing No Excuse MMA from Caldwell, Idaho. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you Paul Ferocious Crawford. His opponent fighting out of the blue corner to my left. He stands 5 feet 5 inches tall, weighs in at an even 154 pounds, making his MMA debut tonight. Representing Combat Fitness and SBGI Idaho from Boise, Idaho, Stephen Hernandez. Our referee in charge of the action once this bout starts is Mr. Tom Supnet.
All right, Mitch, we are back for the 8th go-around, our 6th together here in our first fight of the night. Paul Crawford and Stephen Hernandez, former Boise State wrestler, set to make his debut tonight. And we are underway with Front Street Fights 8 Young Guns, presented by bodybuilding.com. Of course, all the amateur fights are three-minute rounds. So settle in as we get a few knees and punches right off the bat.
Bringing a heavy overhand right by Stephen. It's good to see him working his stand-up because obviously we know his wrestling's going to be strong, but he's keeping his left a little bit low. You know, it'd be nice to see him kind of bring it back to his chin, but I think if he gets in any trouble, you know, he's just going to go for that shot.
And of course, he trains with Combat Fitness, Straight Blast Gym, Idaho. As you can see, Jesse Brock, Scott Jorgensen in his corner. No shortage of ground game knowledge from that camp. Big advantage here is the reach advantage, 4.5 reach to Stephen Hernandez, even though he is shorter by about 5 inches from Paul Crawford.
Paul Crawford needs to keep working those kicks. Those are keeping Stephen, you know, at bay, and he just needs to keep working those kicks, those side kicks, those good leg kicks like he's doing.
Second good leg kick there from Paul Crawford.
So his keys to win right here is just to keep the range and use that to his advantage.
You can tell in the early going here that both of these gentlemen want to keep this up in the ground, going for a spinning back kick there, trying to open up the playbook early on.
Yeah, the spinning back kick that he threw was a pretty good, you know, idea, but he's whipping it around rather than punching it through. Here we go.
Stephen just carried him around the ring right now. Big slam there by Stephen Hernandez. The wrestling game you expect.
But the smart thing that Stephen did was he picked him up. It wasn't just for show. He moved him back to his corner so he could listen.
I'm not sure that if I'm trying to pick up a guy who's trying to beat me up, that I can think, I'm going to walk him to the other side of the cage.
Looking for a front choke right here.
He's got that locked in pretty hard right there.
Power guillotine.
Paul Crawford, that's it right there. Paul Crawford taps 1 minute. Just under over 1 minute left in the round. Stephen Hernandez victorious in his debut tonight. What a smart move that was as we go back to that moment we talked about where Stephen Hernandez picked him up and moved him across the cage.
He did a couple of great things. One, he moved Paul Crawford to his corner so he could get instructions. So here he is pressing in with the clinch. Right, he picks him up,
goes in to shoot, which was what you would be expecting from him eventually.
Walks him to the other corner. Now watch what's going to happen here. He slams him, and he runs back into half guard. So he's going to run back into half guard to anchor himself so he can start laying bombs. And that's exactly what he was doing. Now there's a little scramble that ensues, and that's when he gets the front choke. Because if you're going to scramble with a Division I wrestler, you're probably going to lose.
More than likely. How smart is this? Paul Crawford getting up to escape. Now he leans back for the pressure, but then puts him in a place where he can't escape.
Absolutely. No, he did everything textbook perfect. That was perfect. Exactly what Stephen Hernandez needed to do to get this easy win for him. And no, not insulting Paul Crawford, but a Division I wrestler, that's just a whole different type of athleticism.
No, it absolutely is. And of course, Jesse State, former 2-time Pac-12, then Pac-10 champion. So, you know, we talked about the ground game, the wrestling game. Everybody knows, it's no secret. Combat Fitness, Straight Blast Gym, that is their forte.
Right. Here in Boise, the Treasure Valley, you know, they have a really good program and excellent program for MMA, and you know they're very well rounded, and all the guys that they put in, like we said before with Jeremy Horns, is everybody that they put into the fights, you know it's going to be a scrap.
Well, definitely very impressive, very quick debut. Just a little bit, about a minute 10 over there in the fight left, and Steven Hernandez picks up that all-important victory, as we're going to go ahead and toss this one back into the cage for the official results, that is. Cage announcer, Britt Talbert.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have a winner. At 150 of the first round, we have a submission by way of guillotine for a winner. Making his MMA debut, improving his record to 1 win here. How about it for Steven Hernandez?